Anybody done this before? You probably have. Yeah. This takes a little practice. I'm stripping that away.
What would happen if the grass gets scored from the outside?
If it gets scratched.
If it gets scratched from the outside, you
By
just,
doing that.
oh, by this? Well, there's a second buffer on the inside, you can kind of see it. And what you do is you try to be as gentle as you can. With practice, it gets better. But yeah, if you do scratch it, then typically the core is okay. Because you have, this is about as big as a hair, but even beyond that, maybe 1/10 on the inside is a small core. So usually you're okay. It's the end you want to be concerned with.
Can you actually see it? No.
We have a scope. I don't know if I have my scope with me, but if you have a lot of scopes, they'll have them on there. You can see the core. You can flash a light through it. It's pretty.
I think we have the scope in our office.
So we're getting the secondary part off there.
It's at the office.
Yeah, I think Mo might have it.
What, check?
That's right.
All right. Okay, that's enough. So
And
what
this
I've
is-
done.
And this is the same as you're referencing on the video you sent out.
Correct, correct. And so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take my isopropyl alcohol and a wipe and get a little bit of that residual glue off of there. Kind of hear it squeak a little bit. A little bit of that glue left. Grab it off there. There we go. Okay, so you can hear it squeak, so I've got all the glue off of there, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna set that in there again, get the end of the jacket to the second hash mark there. You see that? And and if you don't see it this time, I'll walk you through it. Don't worry about it. So now, you can barely see the fiber. What it's done is extended across these two pads. Okay, so again, make sure it goes across the second pad as well, so you have a good place to buffer it. If you don't do that, it'll just roll the fiber and just kind of score the outside. All right? Before we do that, I'm gonna push the cleaver forward, put that down. I'm gonna prep our connector. So this here is the connector. All right, blue is flat, green is angled. Cleave, open it up, open this up. Take your connector, white dot up, red dot on that one. Grab this, undo the dust cap. Pop it in until you hear a snap, and it'll snap in there, okay? Now what we're gonna do, here's my sanding pad. Take the sanding pad, get that off of there. Try not to touch the center if you can help it. Line it up. Take your 2 squirts of deionized water. Close that up. All right, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna cleave it. Okay, so you see now it's cut. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, if you rolled it, you wouldn't see a break in it. For those who haven't spliced fiber before, the worst thing in the world is to get one of these stuck in your finger. Hurts like hell, and it takes forever to get out. So what I typically do, I'm gonna do that, take our 3M 88 tape.
3M black tape.
That's the 99-cent one.
Yeah, no, not the 99-cent one. This stuff actually holds its shape. And what I do is I take a little piece of it, kind of fold it over like that, then grab the shard.
What is left there?
There it is, right there, yeah. Just make sure, sometimes you can't see them. But yeah, you do not want to get one of those stuck in your finger. It really sucks. Okay, this is our protrusion tool. What this is, now this thing slides. So what you want to do, open this up all the way, and we're going to place the fiber in there. Okay. Cleaved fiber. Again, make sure that's pushed all the way down. What I do is I use gravity to help me. Now this takes a little practice. This will be a little struggle at first, but believe me, you'll get used to it. For those of you who drink a lot of coffee, it might be a little tougher. What I've done, put that in there. Again, all the way forward. Now, if you see the little dot in there, in the little hole, okay?
Yes.
All right, so I've purposely chosen a yellow jacket on this one, so you can see it against the black. If you really want to be brave later, you can try our clear fiber to see if you'll do it, okay? Or black is tougher. What you do is you hold that there and you pull it back until you see the jacket. See the jacket right there at the end? Can I see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, see how it's there? See the jagged? That's where you want it.
So you go over first, then you go back,
Then you
right?
pull back, and then once you pull back, you push this down, snap it in place. Now it's not gonna move, okay? Next step. This is where it gets fun, if you do it right now. Some of you, again, will make mistakes on this, but that's good, you'll see this. We're gonna put the fiber, we're gonna push it in, all the way through. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Should bow. A little bit of a bow. Okay, see a little bit of a bow there?
Mm-hmm.
Look at our light, yep, light is there. So if you look here, it's illuminated the end of the fiber, that little window. See that?
Yeah.
So what we've done, we pushed the fiber all the way past the end of the ferrule. Okay, there's other mechanical connectors out there. We actually make one called no polish, where there's a matching gel where it stops in the fiber here. This is different. It goes all the way through. There's no matching gel. Okay, so once you do that, if we've done this right, that should move a little bit. Okay, see that? There's a step jig in here, so we pushed it back past the far you need it to, past the point where you need it to. Now we're gonna put it back a little bit to get the appropriate distance past the end of the ferrule, okay? You see that moving like that? That means we've done it correctly. If that did not move, a couple things can happen. The fiber did not go into the connector, it bows too early, or it's broken off. Now that does happen, okay? So now that we've done that, that looks good. Snap that down. Okay, hear that snap? What it's done, there's a little, set of two slots in there, fiber's connected. Okay, so it's held it in place. All right, so now, another way you can screw this up. Remember how this is gripping the fiber? Yank it out like that. Undo this first, okay? Undo that. Move it slowly, okay? Pull it out, got your red dot. You see how it's lined up? Plug it in, push the button, let go. Pull it out, gently wipe it. That's it.
So what
Screw up
actually
it.
that thing do? I mean, if you still have to wipe the liquid alcohol.
You're just cleaning off the end, just as a double to make sure.
So pretty much that's all that thing do.
Right, yeah, you would do that. It's the second stage where you're cleaning it off. Since maybe dust, things of that nature can be
Okay.
on there. Just a secondary step.
But we usually have the pen thing to clean the fiber.
Oh,
Look like that. It would be
I
the
think
same
they've used
thing,
that too. Typically what you do with this, it's
Okay.
usually enough and you get about a 0.2 dB of loss. Another thing too, you can undo this too if you want, but when you have the connector, let's back up a step. When I was in here and I pushed it through and I snapped it down and made the connector, up until that point, you can turn this over, you can pop it in here and undo it. What I did not do, because we're doing a training today, this little break here, you release that, do a second push in once you get it through there, once it's snapped down, that'll put the ring over the crimp. Then the connector is toast. Toast meaning you can't redo it. Today what we're gonna do, we're not gonna do that because we're gonna save money on connectors just in general, and it's good for you guys to practice in the field when you do it. So you see these two little slots on the back here? Pull it over. Done. Okay? So you can redo it. Okay? So have any volunteers who want to be the first?
I'll try it out.
Okay. Whoever wants to. You guys can all
The
try
guy
it.
I'll try it.
The guy behind you. They already got one over there.
Okay. So the first step you want to do is take and you want to grab one of these. Oh, this one broke actually. Okay, so that one broke. That can happen, but we want to grab the fiber over there. You want to remove 40 millimeters of cleave, and a good way to measure that sometimes
It's on this table.
is to take and just do this. Remove as much jack as you can. Use the cleaver as a measuring tool. Okay, and remove that.